you consider breaking the rules? So in today's Friday Focus, I'm going to talk to you about a scenario that I'm just going through that involves my son, school uniform, and the heat. So listen, keep listening, because this will apply to all other areas of your life. So in the UK at the moment, we're having a bit of a heat wave. It's amazing weather. I love the heat. It's been above like 26 degrees for the last couple of days, you know, getting close to 30. And the school that my boys go to don't allow boys to wear shorts. So regardless of the weather, they have to wear long trousers. And they also have to continue to wear their blazers and their tie. And I've got a bit of a problem with this. Normally, I really try hard to understand the school situation and to support the school, because I really believe that it's the parents and the school's job to support each other in order for our children to flourish and grow. But on this particular topic, for this particular situation, I don't get it. I just don't get it. And so on Tuesday, my youngest son, well, both my boys came home really hot, really bothered, really uncomfortable. And I don't consider they would have learned anything during that day because they were so hot. They're sat in a classroom, they're physically uncomfortable. They haven't got the emotions, the strength yet to manage their mind. I mean, as adults, we get pissy about being hot or cold, don't we? So how do you expect a child to manage its mind around it? You can't. So I just don't see how that's a learning environment. So today, I've let my son go to school in his school uniform. In his PE kit. Now, when they've got PE, they're allowed to go to school in their PE kit and have it on all day. But only when they've got PE. He doesn't have PE today. I gave the option to my eldest son as well, but he chose, no, I'm still going to wear my uniform because he doesn't want to get a detention. Not a problem. But my youngest son is like, no, I would rather have a detention than sit all day uncomfortable. So, and I get that choice. And I think it's fascinating from a parent's perspective why we want our children to conform. And I've been thinking about this. And really, the only reason I want Blue to go to school in his school uniform is so that I get to look like a good mum. But it's not his job to make me look good. That is not our children's job. So I am responsible for my thoughts and my emotions, not my 12-year-old child. So when I was exploring this, I was like, right, okay, if I wasn't bothered, if I wasn't making it mean that him going to school in his uniform meant that I wasn't a good mum, how differently would I approach this situation? Well, actually, I would message the school and I would say, hey, it's really hot. He's not learning effectively when he's in his school uniform. Therefore, I'm sending him to school in his PE kit. That would be the end of it. No drama needs to be attached to that. There may still be a consequence for him, but he knows what that consequence is. And if he still chooses to go in his PE kit, I think that's a really valuable lesson to be teaching a child, that their choices have consequences. And it's my hope that as he gets older and as he realizes that there are consequences to his actions and his choices, that he will choose better choices. He still may not. That's going to be his life and his journey. So, but when I brought it back to me and I realized actually the only reason I want him to conform is because then I get to feel good as a mum. That's not that's not how I want to show up as his mum. I don't want him to have to be a certain way in order for me to feel good. That just does not sit with me at all. It might with you. I'm not saying it shouldn't. But we get to decide who we are as parents. So there was an element of discomfort involved in this for me this morning. I have literally just sent an email to the school to say, I'm sorry to send this email, but on this particular occasion and in this situation, I have allowed Blue to go to school in his PE kit, and here's why. It's better for his health to not be so hot, and it's a better learning environment when he's so much more comfortable. However, I would like to hear your opinion as to why boys can't wear shorts, because I think that's kind of crazy. So I have been able to feel the discomfort. I'm going up against authority. I'm questioning a rule that has been put in place. Like, this goes against all of my conditioning, especially as a woman. Especially as a woman, I shouldn't have an opinion. I should stay quiet. So this morning, I've had to put on my big girl pants. I've had to decide who I want to be as Blue's mum. And what is actually really true to me and what I feel is right for my family. And that required feeling really fucking uncomfortable, like really uncomfortable. But we can feel discomfort. I would much rather have the discomfort of, in this occasion, standing up for my son and the discomfort of questioning authority than I would have the discomfort of my son being really uncomfortable, overheated, and the health consequences of that. So we choose our discomfort. And this is in all areas of your life. Now, I am not saying that when if you choose to question authority, you do that from a bullish, cocky, like justified place. That isn't who I want to be. I have been able to question authority, challenge authority from a real place of compassion and love, because that feels good to me. And you can, oh my gosh, you can apply this process to any area of your life. Are you willing to go against society's normal in order to be authentically you? Because really, that's what this is about. Life gives us rules, and I think it should. There are some rules that, especially the law, right? I probably would not choose to challenge the police, for example, or the laws that have been set, but you get to decide. And you don't have to do that from a defensive, angry place. I was not defensive this morning when I sent that email. I was not at all angry. I was curious. I was bold. And I was loving. How they read it is going to be up to them. I can't control how they read it, but it feels good to me because I am now living my authentic self. I'm choosing who I want to be. And you have the opportunity to do this as well. And the way that you grasp that opportunity, or the way that you create a life that you actually love living instead of a life that you should live, is by learning how to manage that voice. It's by listening to what your brain tells you and then very deliberately and consciously deciding whether that's who you want to be. Because that's all I've done this morning. I've just listened to my brain when it's told me all the shoulds. I shouldn't question authority. I shouldn't question a head teacher. I should stay quiet. I should toe the line. I listened to all of that and I was like, in this situation, on this occasion, this is not a life-threatening scenario for me. I can very rationally engage my higher brain and decide who I want to be. And the more often you do that, the stronger you get at doing that. This is a gift that I'd love to give to you. So watch the sentences, just hear that dialogue. Listen to your thoughts. Listen to that speech that's going through your head with fascination and curiosity, because then you get to decide, what am I going to do with that? Do I want to believe it or do I not want to believe it? And if you need any help with this, I can help you. This is what I do. I'm like a mind management expert. I can teach you how to be friends with that voice and how to very deliberately get back in the driver's seat of your life. So if you want my help, please click the link below. Let's get on a consult call. We'll have a chat about where you currently are, where you want to be. Even if you decide not to work with me, just that conversation will give you so much more awareness around why you do what you do. That in itself will be life transforming, because once you know why, you get to do something about it. Have an amazing week. Bye.